Hello, welcome to another Gundam Battle Operation 2 video. That is the new suit, the Zero Shiki Type 2 AR, which I think that stands for Armor Array. And yeah, the new support, and it can fly. I believe it's the first non-transformable support that can fly, which is hey, that's pretty damn good. And this suit's actually it's good. There's some things I think need to be fixed about it, or just there's some downsides of the suit, but there are some pretty good upsides as well. So we'll get into it. I managed to snag both levels of the suit with the half off roll that you could do for the step up, which I really wish the my testing video caught that, because holy shit, I was surprised. It was the first drop I got was level 1, and then the third drop in the 10 spin was the level 2, and I was like, holy shit, what the fuck? But yeah, we're gonna start off with some stats here. I'm going off the level 1 stats, which is the 550, and then level 2 600. So for the level 1 550, you have 14,000 HP, 12 ballistic resistance, 36 beam resistance, 12 melee resistance, 25 range strength, and 30 melee range strength. What the fuck? 25 range strength and 30 melee strength. 115 speed. 190 boost speed. You only have 60 thrusters, and your turn speed's it's 63. And this is only on the ground, by the way. This suit. And then your slots, you have 6 close slots. 16 mid-range slots, and then 10 long-range slots. So they're not really the stats aren't really looking too bright for this suit. It does have 36 beam resistance, and you can bump that up to make it pretty good defense against beams. And the 30 melee strength's pretty good for a support to have. You can definitely bump that up. Having 12 ballistic resistance, which there's a lot of suits that have pretty low ballistic resistance at this cost anyway, but and then having 12 melee resistance, with the way this suit plays, I can kind of bone it over, and it has low health too, 14,000 HP. I think they could have bumped up some of the stats, for sure. Maybe the melee, they definitely could have bumped the melee strength. Or the melee resistance up, and of course its slots are kind of fucked. You can't really put in more melee. You can either put in melee or you can put in boost gauge, which so although if I have to go with one thing, probably want to go for boost gauge, and then if you really want to go for it, maybe put on some melee resistance, because this suit kind of lends itself to getting closer to people. But anyway, back to... Oh, and by the way, this first match is me playing with some friends. And the second match, I went ahead and used like the last 4 or so minutes of the match, because the first 3 of it was just very monotonous, very boring. I really wasn't showcasing the suit too much. But I kind of gel a little bit. I kind of get into it at the last 4 minutes there. Kind of showcase what the suit can do. This suit is, this match here is me just trying it out. We're not really trying it out, because I did try a few matches with it already and fought it. Just trying to see how I can do against, not more experienced players, but people that kind of know what they're doing, you know what I mean? But yeah, anyway, starting with the weapons here. Well, not starting, already did stats. But, primary weapons, you got the clay bazooka, which has 2,300 damage. You got 6 rounds, and you have 350 range, or you can switch that with the shrapnel bazooka, the same, I believe, that comes with the Schwartzman Diaz, and I believe the Barzam, unless I think the Barzam might have more rounds, but 110 power for each pellet, and 6 rounds, 300 range. And then you have the Zero Shiki Type 2 AR Beam Saber, which is 2,000 power. And I'll say for that Beam Saber, the downswing is pretty damn good. It does like 4,000 damage. You'll see that in, I believe I do it to one of the Zero Shikis this match, but yeah, 4,000 damage downswing, pretty good. You almost can play it like a Stamen at times, because you just zoom forward. The neutral swing has a bit of a verticality to it too, which can be useful. If this thing was in space, it'd actually be pretty good. Like get off me if somebody's above you or below you, kind of swing. It only has one melee priority though, sadly. Well, I'll get into that for the weaknesses for this suit or the downsides. For secondary weapons, you have the Vulcans, which 70 damage. You got 60 rounds, 150 range. They're pretty okay Vulcans. Sometimes I just forget they're there, but Vulcans are Vulcans. You get 60 rounds. They fire rapidly, so that can be useful. They're better than 1 year 1 year war Vulcans, so there's that. You have the Zero Shiki Type 2 AR beam rifle, which 600 damage, and then it has 20% heat rate and 300 range. This suit, this weapon you can really use to build up damage. It takes 3 hits to stun, and really it's the fastest thing you can use to follow up on people, because you'll notice throughout these 2 matches, or a match and a half, that the shoulder cannons I'm about to mention and the bazooka have really long ready up times. So if you want a quick weapon to use to follow up on your longer ready up weapons, you can use the beam rifle. Just get some pot shots in, or you can use it to when you close in on somebody to get a stun off, and then you can sunlock with some of your other weapons and come in for a downswing, like right here. And here you'll see the next attempt, I'll get like a pretty good downswing. 4,000, Jesus. And then you have the Knuckle Sealant Launcher, which is your bird lime, 300 damage. You only get 1 of them, and 200 range. But, you can kind of fling it, so it can go beyond 200. And then, of course, you have the beam cannons, which are the shoulder cannons. They're pretty much, if you have the Shortsome Diaz, the Shootsome Diaz, whatever it's called, the Shitstorm Diaz, you know what you're getting into. It has 1,400 damage, 85% heat rate, and 450 range. You can use that in the air, and it's kind of weird when you use it in the air because you just lose momentum when you use it. It's just kind of awkward to use. You don't slide after you stop to shoot it. But it's fine, you can use it to start off with that for more damage, and then if you can probably follow up with the bazooka if you're fast enough against a support, because a lot of generals will just dodge roll or boost out of the way. But there's that. And then for skills, you have some. You have data link. You got the scouting device, which you can see your radar when you zoom in. You have the glide level 3. You have some cushioning parts for your wings there, and then you have obviously you can fly. Then you have balancers, which is nice. Only one melee swing though, I forgot to mention that. And then you have the same ability the Bjarlant does, where you can tilt yourself like you're fighting in space for your melee and all that. But yeah, mission complete. And hey, top damage, nice. Not that much for damage, though, compared to James on the enemy team there. Holy shit. But yeah, let's praise some people, and we'll see what we got going on here. If we get there. 4th place, 2 and 3. Did pretty well in assist, and, got first in damage on my team. And then here we are with the last... Well, actually, it's closer to 5 minutes than 4 minutes, but you get to see me try and do a little bit of what this suit can be good at. I guess I'll go ahead and start with the positives for this suit. The flight can be really handy. For once, a flying support doesn't get shot down in 1 hit, which is really nice. I say 1 hit. There's a few suits that can take you down in 1 hit. Suits that can do like heavy staggers, of course, or I'm fighting a DJ right now, so that shotgun can bring me down if a lot of pellets hit, or something like the Camphor if there's one at 550. So it's not like invincible. It's kind of like your other flying suits like the Goof flight type or the Bjarlant. You just gotta if you're fighting it, you got to figure out what can take it down. And there's a few suits that can, but it's still a pretty handy thing to have because you can survive getting shot once and not completely die because of it, which is fucking amazing. Another positive is that it's got balancers, which is nice. Use that to follow up on after boosting towards somebody, especially the way you're flying over people, which is also a positive. The way this suit plays, it really benefits itself on maps that are more closer, maybe like close knit to your team, something like Mountain or this map like City Ruins. You can fly above your team, and you can shoot at enemies below. You can help your teammates by stunning them. Or like right here, you can get to advantage points, which is another advantage of the having flight. You can get to different places faster. Really helpful for team engagements because while your team's in the front line, you can try and mess up from a different angle. You don't have to shoot through your teammates, thank God. So there's that. The bazooka, and the beam cannon. If you manage to get both beams from the beam cannon to hit, they can do some pretty beefy damage. And of course, if you throw in your downswing in that, that's a lot of damage. So it can do the damage, and it can put a lot of pressure on people with its beam rifle. And I guess if you have nothing else left, you can try and get your Vulcans in there as well. So it's definitely a very unique suit at the moment. And who knows if they'll have other support types that are flying like this. But yeah, pretty handy in helping the team. Some downsides. For one, it has pretty lackluster stats. And one melee priority with only one melee swing. So you're going to be a lot squishier. Another thing with this is the ready up time for the weapons. So this, if you couldn't tell already, this thing shares a lot of similarities with the Schwartzum Diaz. The Schwartzum, the Shitstorm. I'll just call it the Shitstorm Diaz because if you've watched me for a while, you know I don't like the Shitstorm Diaz. It did get buffed, thankfully, but the funny thing is that they buff the Schwartzums, the Shitstorms. I'm gonna keep forgetting to call it Shitstorm now. They buffed the Shitstorm's ready up time on its weapons because it was too slow, right? So they recognize that slow of a ready up time can bone the suit over. Then you have this suit that has slow ready up times and plays very similar to the Schwartzum Diaz. And it doesn't make any sense. It's like, okay, so you share the same problems that the old Schwartzum Diaz has. Okay. Okay, that's fine. This thing could really benefit from having faster ready up times, and because of having slow ready up times, it can be very hard to follow up on stuns. You can shoot somebody with your beam cannons. If you try to follow up with your bazooka, they'll be gone by the time it's readied up if they're smart. I guess I'll go ahead and go over this. Didn't beat my rival. 5th place, 3-2. Almost A plus rank. Yeah, that's a problem. The ready up time. It's squishy. Only one melee priority. With only one melee swing as well. So I think there's room for improvement for this suit, but I do think it has a lot of potential. Because as you can see from some of the moments in that second match, if you get the ball rolling with the suit and you're on top of your game with helping your team, you can benefit greatly from using the suit because you can hit at angles the enemy team won't expect. You can get off a lot of damage potentially. Kind of like the Bjarlant, you can sneak in your melee. You can pretty much slowly approach the opponent, getting stuns off until they're in melee range, and then you go in for your downswing, which at that point plays like a stamen in the air. You know, you can get your bazooka off, and then you can slide in with your downswing. If you remember the first match I did where I went over the building in City Ruins and killed the Gyaradoga, which that was pretty cool. You know, you can use the sliding for a lot of different techniques like that. I guess for a positive, it would have a little bit of versatility for combos. Just don't think you'll be getting big boy combos from your beam cannon to your bazooka. I'm pretty sure the Shrapnel Bazooka has less ready up time, so you can probably follow up with your Shrapnel Bazooka after your beam cannons, your shoulder beam cannons. But yeah, you know, this suit's it's pretty nice. It's pretty okay. I don't think it's gonna win any awards. I think it just fits a nice little niche, you know, little flying support for 550 at 600. It has a little bit more trouble. I definitely think the C1 is still masterclass at 600 compared to this suit, but this suit does have its benefits. And then, you know, it has some stuff over. So actually, you know, I still think the Zeku Ainz Type 2 loadout is still pretty. I think it might be a little bit. Actually, no, I think it's better than this suit at 550. The ability to just shoot through your teammates, get a lot of damage off, and your weapon's ready up fast. You can stop a charging Dryson, you know, pretty quickly. This suit, if a Dryson's coming at you, you have to break its maneuver armor, and there's if you try to pull up a bazooka or your beam cannon, you're too slow, so you have to rely on getting 3 hits with your beam the beam rifle. Oh my god. You have to rely on getting 3 shots with your beam rifle, but at that point you're probably stunned and you're probably getting meleeed, which you don't want to get meleeed with this suit. Which that's actually a downside I forgot to mention as well, is that because of the melee resistance, a lot of generals can just straight fuck you. I mean like fist you to death. It can be pretty annoying. Because, you know, you might encounter an enemy Bjarlant. And I know this because I've seen it happen, and it's happened to me, where they'll just start meleeing you forever, and there's nothing really you can do about it, and you'll just die a pretty slow or pretty quick painful death, depending on what their melee strength is. And of course, if a raid gets to you, that's you're dead. And at 600, and I believe 552, the Babu can be kind of a problem since it's a raid that can shoot you down. Same with the Gobera Tetra. So you have to watch out for those suits. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe if you want. I'd really appreciate it. And, you know, type up in the comment section what you feel about the, I'll have to look at its name again. It's such a simple name, but for some reason I'm just not remembering it. It's the Zero Shiki Type 2 AR, which it's not a bad suit. I think it's a pretty good suit. Like, it's a good suit. It can be pretty useful for some people. And, you know, for those who don't have a flying suit, they'd like to play a more supporting role, or maybe they like the Bjarlant, I'd recommend this suit. I think it's worth the tokens, but you have to be aware of the downsides it has. I definitely think they need to fix the ready up times on this suit, because the beam cannon and the bazooka is just way too slow to be effective. If you're looking to do range combos, which you might as well just approach and try and go for a melee, because if you'd be better off doing that. Maybe by the time your bazooka's readied up, you can get close enough to the enemy that you can shoot them and then get a downswing off. Get that big boy damage, you know. But yeah, just be aware of the weaknesses of the Zero Shiki Type 2 AR, and it should do you pretty well. I think I'll still be playing the Zeku Ein's Type 2 loadout. For me, that suit, it just still has pretty good damage, pretty good utility. This suit's utility is not bad, you know. It's just I feel like the Zeku Ein's is still good for me. And then for 600, the C1, C1's pretty fucking good. But you know, this will be a pretty fun suit to do for like flying matches. You know, have a bunch of flying suits around, have a jousting matches. You know, with Bjarlance and this suit, maybe some goof flight types. That'd be really fun. But yeah, with that, I'll see you guys later. Bye.